Businesses have another chance to get money to spruce up their storefronts. Downtown Duluth is now offering $3,500 grants for businesses in the downtown and Canal Park areas to improve their exteriors. The program aims to drive more business and create an engaging environment for locals and tourists. 9 grants have already been handed out. Christy Erickson, the co-owner of Vita Pizza, was one of those recipients. She's hopeful more customers will stop by now and enjoy their new decor.
We're able to do exciting things to Vita Pizza. Some of them include adding track lighting inside the store, right by the front windows, so you can showcase what's going on inside the store, especially the pizza making and the dough making. A lot of people, especially kids, enjoy watching that.
And Christy Stokes, the president of the Downtown Duluth organization, hopes the grants will help businesses grow.
When you have an active storefront, it just makes for a more active downtown as a whole. You have people walking and they're feeling connected to those stores. They're feeling drawn into a store, even maybe when it's not open.
The business owners have until September 21st to submit their applications. We have that link on our website, northernnewsnow.com.